And hello again, YouTube. I can't even believe I'm bothering to leave for work right now, but I just feel like at this point, like with Amazon, it's all about juggling the UPT and the PTO and the VTO and keeping my numbers right, so I still have my job because I don't have another job lined up, and I've created a situation where I am like pretty much living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not quite that far behind, but it's dangerously close. Anyway, it's 12:36 a.m. Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. So still Tuesday night for all points and purposes. I don't know. It seems like what Priscilla called, obviously pissed off that I locked her out. I wonder what I'd have done had she had I left her out of shop and gone directly to work and already been at work. And in this situation, I'm probably the asshole, but I guess I got to dial it back to like what all happened today, and why I woke up so late for work. So this some kind of low lights in the sky, probably a helicopter. I heard a helicopter overhead when I first came out my place. Anyway, trying to think back to this morning. I know I vlogged this morning too. Oh, I remember now. Sometimes it takes so much. So what was this morning? Was there a morning? There had to have been a morning. Yeah, so last night went to work. Fairly decent shift at work. Mostly spent my time stacking wood pallets and did a little bit of line loading. Did some moving of product around. And yeah, the whole place was kind of running on a shoestring staff. Like, it wasn't dead, but it wasn't busy. But they had most everybody working in fluid. I still don't understand that whole concept, but that's how they've been doing it. And unfortunately, management and inbound seems to dig the fact that I'm pretty capable of doing multiple things at once, but just please don't send me to fluid. But then it started raining, like a little bit after lunch, like midnight 30-ish, about 24 hours ago. And of course everybody in fluid had to leave because the people in the truck had to leave the trucks because it started getting wet in the trucks. And of course when that's going on, they can't have those, well, not only is it unsafe to have people in the trucks that could possibly slip on leaking water, but they can't have the flexible conveyors going into the trucks because they're electrical and they can't be having water running on them. So anyway, yeah, everything had to be pulled out of the trucks, the docks had to be closed, the doors, not so much that the docks had to be closed, the doors had to be closed. But I know I was told it was so windy, windy and just basically horizontal rain going on that even though the dock doors were closed, the truck drivers weren't able to move any of their trailers. Like, they pretty much had to stop that for safety reasons as well. So basically what ended up happening was everybody that was in the building that was working in fluid or was working as a forklift driver, going in and out of trucks, had to stop. All the doors had to be shut. And then all the people from fluid, of course, came down to the inbound. God knows how it happened. And outbound, I wasn't in that end of the building. Haven't been there since I've been suspended from driving a forklift. Other than I sometimes go in and use that bathroom over there, since I know where it is now. Anyway, all the people who were working in fluid came over to the PID lines, which is generally where I'll be working, near that. And a couple of the guys who were, experienced as well. guys that are experienced as water spiders, of course, just simply grab pallet jacks and went to work as water spiders. The majority of the people just started throwing on the lines. And then suddenly it went from the lines, like, not moving product very fast. I mean, there was product to be pulled out of the lines, but I wasn't even really doing that as much as I was stacking pallets, just because there were not that many people throwing. And generally speaking, if I came out from the pallet area, like just out of habit, I'm going to see what product needs to be pulled out, and I'll grab something and pull it to the line, and then I'd realize there was no room on the line, and that's why nobody else was really moving stuff either. And generally I would just find like a pallet that looked like it needed looked like somebody had started it but not finished it. It seemed like half the time I did see, once again, I was seeing the whole thing where somebody would take all the plastic off a pallet, or take most of the plastic off a pallet that had really tall product, and then walk away from it. Which, that of all the safety rules, that's one of the ones that just is the most cringe to me. Just because I can see tall piles of boxes without anything securing them falling down. In fact, at one point, a pile of boxes did fall down. It didn't fall down from it being left unwrapped. It fell down as somebody was trying to take all the wrapping off of it, which, and I didn't walk over and say anything. Yeah, some days I'm all about, telling newer people, hey, just so you know, you should do this, or you can't do this, or whatever. And then the days I just don't feel like talking to anybody, which was like yesterday. Because I'm just back to wearing a regular orange vest. So I'm, somebody looking at trying to sort out who has what position by the color of their vest. Like, they're looking at me going, well, you're nobody. You don't have a Jam Clear vest on. You don't have a management vest on. You don't have a training ambassador vest on. You don't even have a new operator forklift operator vest on. Like, who are you to tell me not to do that kind of thing? And I mentioned it to a couple of the higher ups of, hey, like, this is happening a lot today. If you can, I said, I don't feel right telling them not to do it, but yeah, I keep parking my pallet jack and down stacking pallets that people have left unwrapped and then walked away from. Anyway, at one point I saw two people that were unwrapping a tall pallet, and they were in the process of taking all the plastic off of it instead of the top few feet of plastic off of it. And as they were doing that, the whole thing toppled down. And I'm just glad I wasn't in range of the boxes toppling down. I don't know. Some days I just gotta shake my head. But I guess that's what happens when you're running an excessively large warehouse, and you're paying notably below what most other warehouse jobs are paying, and you're just hiring pretty much anybody that shows up and passes the drug test. Yeah, a lot of the better quality people, they don't stay. I mean, I keep hearing from a lot of people like, oh yeah, Target's paying $22 an hour. Everybody's bouncing over to Target. And when I look in my app, and I finally had somebody in HR show me how I could see what I'm making, and it's like, oh, $15.75 an hour. Wait, that's after my raise? So what was I getting? Oh, so I was getting $15.50 before, and now I'm $15.75. Wow, ain't that some shit? That doesn't even match what inflation has done in the last 6 months. And they just kind of gave me that look of like, yeah, they know, but they can't do anything about it. And I mean, whatever. The people that work in HR of my building, I mean, they have no control over everything. It's not on them, I appreciate them showing me how to at least get to that, and work that part of the app, because I didn't know how to do it. So, but yeah, when I'm seeing that after 6 months, like I'm just getting $15.75 an hour. And at this point, I've still been stripped of forklift driving, which was something I thoroughly enjoyed. And I'm hearing that all these other places pay more. Yeah, I just am not too. So I've been watching this YouTuber, and I forget his name. But basically giving a lot of advice regarding like how to deal with the modern workplace. And I'm just reading more and more articles that yeah, asking your employer for a raise is a waste of time. Sitting around waiting for raises is a waste of time. You get a job, and when you want to make more money, you make more money by getting another job that pays more money. And but then I'm being that I'm older, I'm not like boomer older, but I'm pretty solidly Gen X. But I'm 50 something now, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form new to the marketplace. In fact, I'm kind of new to the job market. In fact, I'm the other way around. I'm at that point where I'm potentially being discriminated against in the job market due to ageism. That's where I'm at. So I don't know. Should I be looking for another job right now? Yeah, probably. But then there's the old adage, and I live by all my old adages of the one in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. And I do have a job. It's a pretty solid job. I mean, granted, I've been beyond flaky this week. Just straight up didn't show up Sunday. Showed up late yesterday. I tried to get there on time yesterday, but ended up showing late. And then I pretty much stood my ground on the whole, hey, if I'm going to be penalized for being an hour late, I'm going to be an hour late. I'm glad I did that, though. I feel like that got the message to the right member of management who agreed that he didn't blame me for doing what I was doing. And I saw that at least 3 other of my coworkers did the exact same thing for the exact same reason. So, actions have consequences. That's an action and a change of policy that Amazon has taken, and it's good to see that I'm not the only person who feels that should be the consequence of, oh, well, I'm going to be penalized for being an hour late. Well, fuck it, I guess we'll be an hour late. Of course, now I am, it's almost 1 in the morning, so God, how many hours late am I? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. It's almost like 6 hours late. That's longer than some people's shifts. I mean, I'm not driving here for nothing. I don't think. I mean, the way I understand the policy and everything, you can just waltz in and clock in when the hell ever during your shift, and then you get your UPT. Doc. Oh, I just did the numbers. It's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Almost 1. Yeah, I'm going to be docked 6 hours of UPT. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know how many hours of UPT I have, by the way. I want to say it's like 30 some. So I mean, 6 is going to take a bite out of it, but it's not at all putting me in the range of getting fired for being out of UPT. And it's weird, like, I think of people that I've worked with that have got fired for running out of UPT, where I just was like, it just struck me as a bad decision. Like, people think with their policies, not their brains. But then I'm hearing other coworkers talking about how certain people have an obscene amount of like negative UPT, and I'm like, how can you even, like, how do you acquire that much negative UPT, and how are they not getting fired? And of course, I'm getting shrugs from my coworkers, like, I don't know, but they showed me in their app, and I'm like, that's crazy. And then I know of at least a couple people who got into negative UPT, not deep into negative UPT, but a little bit negative UPT, and were told that they were no longer learning ambassadors and had to give their little blue stripy vests back. Now, of course, that's almost just like a roll your eyes kind of thing, because at most other places where I've worked, if you acquire another skill, you get cross-trained, or you can work in another area, or you become a trainer or whatever, there's a raise involved in that. And there just seems to be no raises in Amazon. Like, that just doesn't happen in Amazon. because Jeff Bezos needs that money so he can buy giant yachts and penis-shaped rockets. Because God knows Jeff Bezos does not have enough money. He must have more money. Oh, and of course, God knows how much money he's having to give his ex-wife. But that's a separate tragedy. Anyway, yeah, so... Anyway, so yeah, like, what's your motivation to become, so let me think about that. So, like, I became a trainer and took on extra responsibility, and then, but I didn't get a raise, and now I don't have that responsibility anymore, and my pay is staying the same. Oh God, no. Oh, the horror. That's a terrible punishment. That was sarcasm, by the way. Yeah, so, I don't know. And the funny thing is, I'm actually thinking about approaching Learning and hitting him up to be a Learning ambassador and get the blue vest. And honestly, my only reason for wanting to do that is not even to be actively training people. I just want to be able to walk up to people that I see that are leaving giant piles of boxes and taking the plastic off of it all the way to the bottom and leaving those giant piles of boxes unsafe and unsecure. I want to at least walk up, and have that vest on and at least have that where they're going to perceive it as there's some level of authority there when I go, hey, that's not the way you do that. I want them to at least respect my authority when I tell them not to do that. And it's not even about the authority, it's just about the fact that I don't want to be walking next to these giant towers of boxes that could come crashing down at any moment. I don't want to be hit by boxes, and I'm just tired of picking up other people's boxes. Oh wow, there goes the roach coach. I've heard about there being a roach coach that comes here from time to time. I never go outside to see it. I'm not one that goes outside on my break because I don't smoke. So I'm here, it's 12:49. Yeah, I'm at the tail end of the hour as far as the beginning end of the hour. I can throw a little PTO on it. But on the bright side, I'm not going to be using it in my PTO, so there's that. Air conditioning still blowing cold, still working good. So that's an improvement. It seemed like before when you'd get it fixed and then it would go out again, it was a case of what seemed to pop the fuse was me shutting off the car and starting the car again. So I've obviously made it past that hurdle. I was going to talk more about what happened with Priscilla. Obviously I'm out of time for that. I do feel like I kind of did an asshole move, but on the same token, like, she's like, well, I told you I was going to get food. Okay, that's fine. And she did, and I don't know what time it was. I was tired. I was groggy. So apparently she hadn't really been gone a long time. And I'm like, where did you go that you didn't show up until, 11:40? Yeah, you're out till 11:40. Or I'm sorry, my bad, 10:40. But yeah, like, I know I woke up at 9:30 and she wasn't there. I don't know. It just always seems really sus to me when she goes out to run an errand that should take 30, 40 minutes top and she's gone like over an hour. That just makes me wonder, what are you doing? What are you really doing this late at night? And granted, I don't own her, it's even, but it just, I don't know. She said she signed a lease on an apartment and she takes possession on Friday. I'm sure I'll be a lot more mentally stable when she is the fuck out of my apartment and I can just focus on cleaning the apartment and our lives are not intertwined like that. Because when I go to sleep in bed with a woman and I wake up and she's gone, that doesn't sit well with me. And it's late at night and you don't live here, and where are you at? It doesn't sit well with me. And when I go to call her and then I find out that the phone, she didn't even take it with her, again, doesn't sit well with me. And she doesn't seem to understand why those things don't sit well with me, and she pretty much has told me in short that she doesn't care. And that's the problem, I need you to care. And then there's also the sex thing, which has been happening a little bit, but today she climbed in bed with me and got me very aroused. She's like, well, you got you aroused because you were snuggling up and grinding on me. I'm like, you put yourself in my bed. And I guess maybe that's where we're at an impasse. You know, she wants to be able to just lay down in bed and talk and cuddle, and like I'm you know, no, just no. If you're not, you know, if sex is not part of that, I'm just no, 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 no.
And get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. US Tax Shield offers.
I mean, it'd be different if it was happening so frequently that I'm not feeling like I need more. But at this point, I feel like I'm not getting my. You know, you're supposed to take in so many calories every day. I don't know that sex really equates to that, but I'm just definitely not getting enough to where I'm anywhere close to satisfied. So, and that is what it is. And I guess, you know, and part of that probably is just to do with the fact that as we've gotten older, her libido has slowed down, and mine really hasn't. I mean, yeah, I'm 52. I feel like my libido is stronger than it was when I was 22. Just saying. She did say something that was kind of funny today. She goes, you know, she's like, well, you're just saying that because I'm here. You don't really want me. You prefer me. I do actually prefer sex with her. And maybe it's just mostly because it's just familiar and it's comfortable and it's consistently good. I know that it's good. Whereas, you know, how many times have I hooked up with somebody new and been generally disappointed? So, you know, so there's that. Although lately with her, I'm often disappointed, so there's that as well. Anyway, she had said, she goes, oh, I bet after I get my stuff out of here, you'll have somebody new getting it on with you in this bed within a week. I wasn't that optimistic, so well, that's something to look forward to. Anyway, my clock shows 12:54, which I just realized that's not correct. It's actually 12:57. Yikes. Gotta get in the building. This is why I need accurate clocks. Stop. I'm trying to get to stop recording and that part of my screen isn't working right. That's weird. Like I said, I've been having some problems with the screen on this phone. But this is the first time it's done that, where I'm shooting video and I can't get it to stop because I can't get that part of the screen to work. Yeah, this phone has issues. I'm not digging it. I wonder if I just hit the shut off screen thing, if that'll stop it recording.